Yeah, or in the area.
Well, I moved into my house in Azalea 3 years ago. I think you sold it.
I did, but you've been here longer than that. How long have you resided in the area?
I've been in the Hill Country area for 8 or 9 years, but I've been in San Antonio my entire life, with exceptions of some short stints in various military bases.
And you're married to Terry and you've got kids?
Yes,
A lot of kids.
6 kids. It's a blended family. They range from 20, well, he'll be 20, my oldest will be 21 in February. My youngest will be 11 in February.
Okay, and pets?
2 pets, Waylon and Lola, French Bulldogs. They are fun and amazing destroyers of everything.
But they're very cute.
They
I've
are.
seen them. Okay, so tell us about your hobbies. I know you've got your meat and finding machine, correct?
So at the beginning of the summer, I started doing jiu-jitsu with my youngest as a way to like kind of last ditch effort to like find something common ground and bond together, and then keep him active because as you all have 10-year or 11-year-olds, all they want to do is lock themselves in their rooms and play video games. So trying to get him away from that and do something active, and I just kind of fell in love with the sport. It's helped me lose a lot of weight in the last 6 months or so, and I just really enjoy it. Aside from that, anything that has to do with hunting, Harleys, typical redneck stuff, burning wood.
All right, well, I have to ask you, what is one thing that nobody knows about you?
That's a really hard one. That's the one thing in my bio I've always left blank because I'm a pretty open book. I mean, anybody that knows me knows that I don't have a problem telling it how it is. I don't keep secrets. There's nothing about me that I'm ashamed to share with anyone. There's some things that I probably don't share, but they're not really appropriate for the setting.
All right, so what is your secret to success? Because we know you're a successful plumber.
I'm going to read this off of my bio just because I don't remember it verbatim and I wrote it down in my head. I do say it quite frequently. Like the main thing is like treating people fairly, right? Like at the end of the day, when somebody's hiring me or any other trade professional or anybody really into their to come do work in their home or place of business, they want to be treated fairly. And a lot of, in the last decade or so, I've noticed a lot of trade professionals have gotten kind of a bad rap for price gouging and selling things that people don't necessarily need, kind of taking advantage of the daunting homeowner that doesn't really understand what it is that we're doing and trying to do. I'm not that kind of person. I have a strong ethical background. I like to hold myself to my principles, and I hold my team accountable to my principles. So it's really just treating people with and with that, success will come. I always tell everybody, success can't be measured with ones and zeros. It's done through longevity and goodwill. It's a game of adaptability and perseverance.
All right, everyone. So here's Glenn Pullman. Take it away.
I'm Glenn. You all know me. Well, the ones that don't, downstairs to say I'm Glenn earlier. I started Pullman Plumbing Services 7 years ago, roughly. I'm approaching the end of my 7th or 6th year, going into my 7th year. We focus on plumbing service and repair. Primarily, we do a lot of remodel work. I've done work with Cass and his business, with floor coverings, doing some bathroom remodels and stuff like that. We do work for, used to be in our group, Paul Davis Restoration. We do a lot of work for them. And we do a lot of work for Daniel Murray, that used to be our chapter president. We do a lot of remodel work for him. We're actually working on a couple of his projects right now. But yeah, that's what I mean. That's our primary focus. I do some new construction stuff. I try to avoid it because general contractors that build houses typically like to do everything as cheap as possible. That's not our model. I'm going to do it the right way. I'm going to do it the best way that it can be done, or I'm not going to do it at all. And I don't have a problem telling the customer that at the end of the day. I mean, we will work with people on budgetary constraints for emergency repairs and things like that. But at the end of the day, if you want to do something that I know is not going to hold well for you in the long run, I'm going to tell you to find something else. Because I'm not going to put my name on something that's going to be subpar work and potentially you come back and bite me in the ass. Because I don't want to do with Fernando, things go wrong. You all know how how do I work this thing?
There you go. You should be able
Was
to
that the next one? Did I go?
tap on the slide there and
Okay, yeah.
there you go.
So going back, this is my family. That's me 3 years ago. On the far left, as you can tell, I was much bigger back then. My oldest is on the far right, Gage. He actually works with me. My daughter and grandson next to him, moving from right to left. That's Cheyenne. She works with us as well. And then my grandson Bryson, who's just turned 5. Michael, and then my wife, and then Landon, Mason, and then Jackson is the little head peeking through there in the corner. That's the one that we share together. These are just some pictures from some excursions. So the top left picture and the other 2 pictures on the screen are all from the same week adventure. We took the kids on a week-long cruise to the Bahamas. It was really fun. It was a really great experience, and I can't wait to do it again with everyone. And so that's my lovely wife, who I'm definitely not deserving of. She puts up with a lot of crap for me. But we balance each other out, and that's what's important here. And then those are just some more pictures of the kids, and then these are some of our hobbies. So that's my Harley up there. That's me and Jackson at the end of a seminar where, so the person that started the type of jiu-jitsu that we train at Gustavo Machado schools, that's Gustavo in the very back right in the black gi. That's our instructor Charles, taking a picture with me and Jackson at the end. We just had gotten a promotion on our belt ceremony with, and then that's one of the other students in the school. That's my dog Waylon. I was trying to find a picture of Lola. I don't have one in my phone, so I wasn't able to get that, but he will smile for photos. It's weird, but that's how it rolls. This was Thanksgiving, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. We did an employee appreciation. So as you can see, like I said, it's a family-owned business. Everybody that works for me, except for the lady in the middle, is related in one form or fashion. From left to right, that's my daughter Cheyenne, my brother Christopher, who's my business partner, myself, Susan, who, if you ever call the office to schedule work, she's who you talk to. She's a lovely, lovely lady. She works really hard and diligently for us to try and improve us in our lives. My brother-in-law Dustin, that's one of my wife's brothers, and my son Gage. I have time. Do I need to talk faster? So going into the plumbing, what we do kind of side of this speech presentation, whatever you want to call it. Okay. So the plumber protects the health of the nation, or world really, but it's something that I was, in a one-to-one today with Mike, I was explaining, it took me probably a decade into my career before I really started to understand like how important it is what we do for the world, for communities, for families, for cities, neighborhoods, and things like that. I've heard it touted over and over again in my career, and I never really understood it until 15 years ago or so, when I really started to kind of develop a passion and a love for what I'm doing, and that's when I think I experienced the most growth in my profession. It's commonly been said that sanitary plumbing, clean water, removal of sewage from households has done more for medical advancements than any physician or scientist or doctor will ever do. We just with clean plumbing alone have cured the plague and dysentery and all kinds of things like that throughout the world. And then I just had some pictograms that I wanted to go over. Like a lot of things people don't realize how certain things work, like your toilet, right? Like when your toilet runs, it's because that flapper or ball flush valve, that little pink thing there, is starting to deteriorate. That usually happens from calcium that gets stuck on it, or chlorine in the water starts to break the rubber parts down and allows the water to leak from the tank into the bowl. A lot of times this can be tested commonly at home by yourself with food coloring drops. You just take the lid of the tank off, drop a couple drops of food coloring in. Obviously you don't want to flush the toilet until you're done, monitoring, but give it a few minutes. If the food coloring bleeds through into the bowl of the toilet, then that lets you know you're wasting water, right? Like the water's leaking from the tank to the bowl, which is causing that fill valve or float valve to raise the water, constantly trying to maintain that water level in the tank. So that's money down the drain, right? So that's one thing. Does anybody have any questions on that? How that works, how the toilet works? Parts of your home's drain, waste, and vent system. So on the roof, you have soil stack vents. That takes all the sewer gas, methane, and bacteria smells that come in vapor form out of the house to the atmosphere. All those, so everything in your house comes together into one place and then goes out and then vents out the roof. Usually multiple vents. Some houses are a single, but I always try to explain that to people when we're going out to do drain calls, because it's like, well, I have one toilet that's not working right, but I think, like my main line's back up. I'm like, well, if it's just one toilet that's not working and everything else is working fine, it's probably not your main line, it's probably just something in that toilet, and we can kind of focus in on that area. But I was trying to find a better pictogram that kind of went through everything, how water and like the gas and stuff like that runs through the house, but it wasn't that a lot. So that's just kind of the basic stuff, and since I'm running short, I'm going to switch over here. So tankless versus tank hot water. I don't like the way that that's written, and I did not notice that. They're not called hot water heaters, they're called water heaters because if the water was already hot, you don't need to. I'm sure we've all seen the memes with the water heaters with the bikini on. That's what a hot water heater would look like. So tankless water heaters are conventionally smaller than a tank type water heater. It's more referred to by us as hot water on demand, not instant hot water, because the water still has to be heated and dispersed through the system before it gets to your faucet. So it's not instantly hot, it's hot water on demand. The good point about tankless water heater over a tank type water heater, obviously it's smaller, it's a little bit more expensive to install, has an unlimited capacity, so you can, as long as you have fuel to run the water heater, electricity to operate the components on it, you will never run out of hot water as long as you run that faucet. You could take a 4-hour shower at 140 degrees if you wanted it that hot. I don't know why anybody would, except for my wife, because I think she thinks she's the lobster. But and it would never skip a beat. Less flood risk, especially in attic spaces, and then you have a longer lifespan, are some of the selling points of converting to tankless. And I know I'm kind of out of time, but unfortunately the technology has not quite caught up on the electrical tankless water heaters as they have with gas. The gas tankless water heaters have been out for multiple decades, especially overseas in Europe, etc. So that's all, one definite way that you could save some money in your home and not have to worry about, like, if you have a bunch of kids, large family, running out of hot water or having to space those showers out over a long period of time. Anybody have any questions? You know anybody that is looking for any of that?